Last week, the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy estimated that about 1.9 crore people have lost jobs since April due to the lockdown and post-shutdown of the economy post the pandemic. A recent survey by Deloitte Touche Tohmatsu India LLP on workforce and increment trends reveals that average increment in India fell from 8.6% in 2019 to 3.6% in 2020. The survey, launched in June 2020, had about 350 organizations participate in it, spread across 7 sectors and 25 subsectors. According to the survey findings, only 4 of the 10 surveyed companies in India have given an increment in 2020, and 33 companies have decided not to give an increment at all. The remaining organizations are still undecided. Increments this year are amongst the lowest in decades. Anandaroop Ghosh, partner at Deloitte, has said that pay increases have been slowing in India over the past few years in line with the trajectory of the economy and rising margin pressures. However, with COVID-19 pulling the global economy into a recession, organizations have had no choice but to reduce or halt increments as they evaluate every incremental rupee spent. When revenues are harder to come by, companies usually go into a cost-saving mode. In fact, the survey points out that factoring in organizations that gave an increment, the average increment in 2020 is 7.5%. Less than 10% companies have given an increment equal to or more than 10% in 2020. And the proportion of such companies has dropped drastically since the start of the lockdown in March 2020. Increments were the highest in the life sciences sector and the lowest in the manufacturing and services sectors, particularly in the real estate, construction, metals and mining, hospitality, retail and automobiles industries. The digital or e-commerce industry, which is known for giving double-digit increments, has struggled to match its past figures as well. Large organizations by consolidated revenue have given a lower increment compared with relatively smaller companies. They also witnessed a bigger drop in the increment due to COVID-19. The survey points out that 2 of the most important factors that have affected 2020 increments are the timing of increments and the potential impact of COVID-19. Anandaroop Ghosh has also mentioned that prior to the lockdown, increment decisions have been largely backward-looking, with the past year's performance determining the increment budgets. COVID-19, however, has brought a big change to this process. Organizations are taking into account the likely future performance while deciding increment budgets. Other key findings from the survey finds that apart from managing increments, HR teams are helping organizations save costs by implementing a number of critical measures. These measures include a reduction in promotions, placing fewer employees in the exceed expectations category, applying discretion while making bonus payouts, cutting discretionary spending, revising incentive plans and pay mix, and altering HR policies, benefits, and allowances. The survey also asked organizations in India if they plan to give increments in 2021. Only 23% companies said yes. Given the uncertainty in the business outlook, most companies across sectors have not yet taken a definitive stance on 2021 increments yet and will decide on the basis of future performance.